Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Pirate Uberalis mod. Last time around we defeated the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and I thought that perhaps I would have some time to recover and reorganize my armies and improve the infrastructure of my kingdom, stuff like that. But the Austrians said, no, we're here for a fight. So we got two Austrian incursions. One that went down here and burnt the college, and one that's coming in through here and burning the weaver house and the farmland over here. Relatively small forces, but we have to realize that my force is not recovered yet in terms of the siege there. Same over at the King, we've got a smaller Austrian force moving here and potentially being joined by the force down here, which has Prince Eugene of Savoy, mighty general in the Austrian army, potentially ready to cross in and fight. Now, I have been able to take the troops from up here, from Minsk and Vilnius, where we had remnants of armies that have been able to come down. So they're about to come in and join the king here, and they've already moved in to join with Armfelt at Warsaw. So it's just about striking out and destroying these. The important thing is, I think, that I actually do want some time to build up my empire, so that we can actually continue to facilitate the expansion and so on. Now we obviously do that just by holding on to a lot of these provinces, but as I previously mentioned, the AI in most cases have a very hard time to balancing the reduction of wealth that you get with military technologies, and that's why a lot of provinces have very poor infrastructure. Like, we're talking about the Polish capital here. It's a large province, it has a lot of different towns and stuff, but it only has a wealth of 1800. Now when I've taken over, we can see that we actually have a total growth of 16, but I can only imagine what the Poles had before that to allow the capital to drop down to 1800. Comparatively, we have... these are actually not doing too well either, but, you know, like places that I've held from the start, 2,500... and so on. I mean, Finland, 4,000. Finland's not a particularly good province. So they've not been able to handle that. I mean, Warsaw is one of the worst areas in the country. Like, there's very few provinces that are worse. It's like Estonia, Livonia region, and the Minsk, Belarus region. It's like those two that are worse than Warsaw itself. Now, obviously, I think wealth is reduced because the half the province is on fire, and I don't think military barracks add anything to this, but like it's very low, isn't it? It's very low. The amount of money that we make from there. And as I've seen, just looking around on a lot of other places, I mean, almost all. It's usual, though, that in the beginning of the campaign, provinces do lose wealth, but it's usually not to this... Oh, the Ottomans are so corrupt. They lose 10 in wealth per turn, just because of how corrupt their ministers are. Damn. I didn't know there was that bad going on there. Anyways, enough talking, more raiding. We want to strike and destroy all of these forces, and we want to take Western Prussia, hopefully. until we, and then once that's done, we'll see about signing a peace treaty with the Austrians. Hopefully one that holds, and even after this we do have the possibility of then striking into Saxony, as we are allied with the Prussians. I think for safety's sake though, it would be probably the best to I was about to say hand over Saxony to the Prussians, but ultimately I forget the goal, that the ultimate goal is to take all the provinces around the Baltic. So the Prussians, they're a alliance of convenience. We have to fight them eventually. And I mean, Königsberg, there's a lot of wealth in Königsberg. It's a pretty small province, but it's a high population one, 1.3 million, and 6,000 in wealth. That's pretty darn wealthy. I mean, comparatively, there's 1.3 here in Eastern Prussia. There's 3.5 million people in Poland, and they make a third of the money. Now, obviously, it's still on fire, so maybe it's not a fair comparison. Hello, my house is on fire. Maybe not. Go ahead and compare that. Looking at this, I mean, best way is to strike hard and strike fast. So I think we just march out Charles's force here. This should be an outer assault, which it is. We lost 300 men, while the enemy lost 500 roughly. Still 300 left. One of the downsides of outer assaulting is that the usually never finish the bloody force. Now, I have seen... Don't I have... Yeah, I do have a spy. I just want to make sure... Oh, I can't cross. They do not have the movement range to go up there. The thing is, now when they're like low on troops, they'll definitely go on raid. So I want to see if I can just end this force completely. So I'll call out these guys. It's a 50-50 chance. There's 300 men in this force, and I have 900. I've 3 times the numbers, but it's a 50-50 chance, and apparently I'm set to lose this battle, so unfortunately I'm going to have to play it then, because losing here would be rather annoying. What maybe I should have done is I should have sent cavalry from Charles's army to destroy these. I mean, they don't have any chance, but what a mess. Right, let's go ahead and unfortunately have to play this battle then, but it should, for now at least, clear part of the Austrian invasion, and then we have to deal with the ones in Poland. You know what? I take that back. Now, while I did outnumber the enemy 3-1 in sheer numbers, my guys have not actually seen combat. This would be the first fight they saw, and if the Russians would actually been able to coordinate their cavalry attacks, they would have killed a lot more of my men. Now, they did kill quite a few, but in the end, I killed all of them, more or less. Well, a little bit touch and go when one of their cavalry units was able to rally behind my units and then charge the general unit and managed to get that one to almost break. But luckily they're gone, and now this province is clear. Let's see, probably not going to fit everyone in this. The cannon needs to go over. The king can have an additional 3 or 4 units in it. Cavalry for sure. It's always needed. And then the 2 named units, I guess. And the one... Okay, so he got everyone by 1, which can head over here. And then we have additional cannon, which he should also pick up. So I guess we'll order another unit to leave. An enlisted will head there instead. And then the king's army will head this way. And the cannon will join. And then we'll go ahead and replenish all of that. Make sure that is all set. This replenished. These guys replenished. Boom. Now this is done. I'm not going to march into here because I can't. Because we're not at war with them. So there's no point in marching in there. In terms of what's to do here, I kind of need to split my force to go ahead and attack them. There's a number of villages in the way for these guys to loot. I think perhaps it's more important to defend the town, and Charles has cleared this, so he should be able to come up and deal with this force, and instead set this force up to attack this, and then be able to go on to Gdansk and Western Prussia. Right, let's go ahead and attack them. Overwhelm this force. Yeah, this is an outer assault. I lost less than 300 men, while they lost 857. And the force retreat all the way home. Moving to the border. Had to sneeze there. As a little bit of a cut. We're going to go ahead and replenish the little that we need. And we're going to start repairing the areas that are safe. Everything's repaired there. This spawns a little bit of garrison. And I think that will be fine if these guys attack. Actually, it's only 2 units. So maybe I shouldn't have brought so many men with me. I can send the cavalry back and make sure that we have enough to withstand the siege if they would push that. But other than that, the movements are done. In terms of the navy, I was gonna go after the pirates, but I think still it's probably better to go, especially now that I have so many ships over in the East Indies, it's better to go to the East Indies and try and protect them from the Russian force rather than hunt for the pirates. Even though the pirates did cost me quite a bit. Looking at the trade with the Ottomans, which I now make 4,300. I can't remember what they took. I think we only made like 1,000 from the trade with the Ottomans when it was raiding, when the pirates were raiding. So we lost 3,000. That's kind of a lot. But losing actually ships, sending the goods from East Indies and replenishing that and all of that mess is probably more of a pressing issue right now. In terms of dealing with the pirates, that will come later. With all of that done, we should now go ahead and end turn and see how the Austrians respond to this. Are they gonna send Prince Eugene across the mountains against Charles, or is there gonna come troops through here? Unsuspecting support from the French? Who knows? Only time will tell. And now, it's time to end turn. Well, as it turns out, the enemy does not do anything important. I do get another priest, this time in Poland, which is perfect because we definitely need one there to start converting the populace. Road blocked. So they do this force, rather than try and burn or anything, it goes directly into the path of Charles, which means they'll be destroyed. And then one of my... Oh, a Tatar! An enemy agent was discovered at Poltava. And then we have loads of farmland being built out. Attack on the trade route. The pirates are back. Let's see. So, 4,000. We just checked it. It's down to 1,200. We lose 3,000 due to the pirate attack. Maybe, just maybe, I'm ready for a conflict here. I do only have 7 ships to go up against their close to 20. Now, 2 of those, oh, what do they have? They have 17. So 2 of those are galleys, light galleys to be that. And then 6 of them are 6-rate ships. And then they've got a total of 8 flutes, which are very much, actually 9 flutes, which are very much not great ships. It's old design compared to my ship of the line, and they do outnumber me twice the amount of ships though. But if I can maneuver in a way that we keep local superiority and we focus in our shots on the lead ships and so on, we could definitely win this. Like, my worst ships have a strength, a hull strength of 4,000 and a firepower 185. Their best ship has a firepower of 111 and just shy of 4,000 in power. The range would be something that would be nice to know. I do believe their ships have lower range. I mean, the Russians gonna take quite a while to reorganize. Let's go for it, I'd say. We're 2 turns away from striking and clearing that way, and then we'll be pirate free for quite a while, I imagine. The Plains Indians. I could not care less about the Plains Indians. Sorry. Go ahead and repair that. We're gonna go. Wait, where did the cannon go? Oh, the cannon's already here, is it? Yes, it's a full stack now. Or did I send the cannon in here? No. We'll send the troops in here. And there'll be a reinforcement. And then Charles Blink's full strength, this smaller force. 2,600 against close to 7,000 men. They have no chance. This is an auto-resolve. I ended up losing 700 men. They lost close to 1,700. Boom. Victory. And force them away. We'll go ahead and replenish that. Only cost me 3,000. And then continue after them. We'll go ahead and replenish this as well. The enemy does continue to move towards here. Now I think it's more of a goal to capture Western Prussia. But I guess we'll send back part of the force. We're gonna need some infantry. So I'm gonna send back 4 units of infantry to make sure that we actually got this under control, and then we're gonna lay siege here. Maybe that was too many men. I'm now at 3,000 men, charging their fort with 2,400. Now I did notice they were building up a force in around this area here. They don't seem to be going after the French for some reason, or not successfully anyways. And my spy keeps moving around figuring out where enemy troop concentrations are. Maybe I should actually see what they have further west. There's another French force, and the beleaguered city of Munich. And there's the Danish navy. I could force my way through here. I guess or do another end turn and then see what the enemy comes up with and strike them once more. Could be that I should recruit some extra troops. Armfeldsarmé. Definitely need some grenadiers. And then maybe we should max out the amount of enlisted troops for the armies. And then I just want to take a look up here. We're close to finish to completely make this a Protestant province. So within 3 turns that should be done. And I can move these guys on to the next province. So we would quickly turn the Ingria province as well. And then I guess Moscow is next. Oh, that has a lot of atheism rising, actually. What am I doing in terms of technology? We're working on, yes, to build out the roads for my idea to make sure that all provinces can handle the loss of wealth revenue that was going to come with increasing research into military stuff. And then also in Uppsala we're doing division of labor, which will make sure that I can upgrade my trade ports, which I have quite a few, and will increase a lot of wealth through there, so that'll be good. And I think that's about it. I don't need to move anything else or do anything like that, so let's once more go ahead and end turn, shall we? Damn! Here I was thinking, I just said we'll divert the navy because the Russians won't declare war, they'll have... And then they do declare war. I keep saying stuff and then it happens. Right. I'm guessing hopefully none of these join in, except of course Austria, because we're already at war with them. I'm not going to drag Prussia into this. There's no point in dragging Prussia into it. Right. Well, would you look at that? While I thought that I would have to come to them, they come to me. It's a 50-50 chance, and I say let's go for it. Let's sink these pirates to the bottom of the sea. As many ships as I can, I will carry, because just to pay off the expense of repairing my ships again. But yes, I do welcome the fight. I did, after all, enter the Mediterranean with the expressed idea of fighting you guys. So let's go for it. To war. As a result of the naval battle, the enemy deployed 17 ships, while we deployed 7. We ended up losing 2 of them, while the enemy lost 9, of which we've collected a total of 6, 7, 8 enemy ships, totaling prize money worth 14,000. Wonderful. Probably could have handled it a little bit better in the way that we moved into the start, and I potentially would have lost 0 ships in the fight. But the main point is trade rights open, so that's 3,000 more in the coffers, and, you know, made quite the sum, 14,000, from carrying this battle. Wonderful. A pretty eventful end turn. We had a huge naval battle. The Russians declared war on us, and the Austrians keep advancing on us. We had the Tatars attacking Poltava, burning. Part of that trade agreement with Russia is cancelled. Just in time for 3 forts to be completed. The Finnish fort, the fort in Lithuania, and the one in Kurland. All finished. 3-bottle man, a good listener, and famous post captain of his day. Wonderful. A new city build. Smolensk in Muscovy. Right. We have the Tatars, the Crimean Tatars, advancing on us. So they're advancing on Kiev in Ukraine. They're going to attack us here. There's nothing I can do right now, so we'll just hope that it holds out. The Austrians actually consolidate their troops and continue to go for Ukraine, second Ukraine. And the town here. This is an even easier out-resolve, since this is the second time I fought them. And replenish that. I did notice now that because of the money we picked up from all those ships, we have a whopping 24,000 in the treasury. However, the fleet is heavily damaged from this battle, and there were actually the other 2 ships here were actually on the brink of sinking. Gonna go ahead and out-resolve that. We get another 700, and then we need to head. Oh, the Spanish have reclaimed Gibraltar. Good for them. We'll be heading back to Malmo to go ahead and replenish. Gonna have to build some new ships to replenish the ones that sunk, and then repair. But I think to end this episode, I think we need to end it with a victory over the Austrians and a ceasefire with the Austrians. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch my attack on Western Prussia. We're gonna move all the infantry over there, as they decided not to go to Warsaw and they continue to go straight in the path of my greatest army. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of this. Do you think they refuse? I've done plenty enough out-resolves. I've bolstered his sieging force to now 4,300, while the defenders are slowly starving to death, and disease and all manner of things happening in there. But now it's time to storm the fort, take it, and then sign a peace agreement with the Austrians. And here's the result of the siege. We managed to lose around 400 men out of our 4,000 men army, while the entire garrison succumb to our attack. Highest kills goes to Jönköping, followed by the veterans of past wars. And then you go down the list, you can see for yourself. The important thing though is I've gained yet another port city, or port town. Actually, why am I building that? And with that, I want to end my war with the Austrians because the Russians have declared war on us. Now, they declared war on us, but it doesn't look as though they're moving in troops against us right now anyways. But that I'm sure will come, so the armies need to be moved over to the Russian front. But before we go ahead and do that, because I don't want to fight a two-front war, I'm actually fighting a three-front war because we have the Tatars, their incursion into Ukraine as well. So let's see what we might get from this. Will he accept just a white piece? I feel like we have to give him something. Let's start with white piece, and then I might send him gifts to keep him from declaring war again. It is signed. How about we sign a trade agreement as well? 330. Yes, I was gonna give you like thousands, but that's fine. Ooh, minus 200. Is he then the one that actually... No, Russia's minus 300. Okay, so they're very unhappy. Hopefully I'll be able to keep them off my back. I mean, they are still at war with France, so we'll hope that keeps them occupied. I notice here there's someone that I'm not trading with. How come? Portugal? Why do you reject this? It's interesting because I'm actually trading with the Portuguese trading company, I'm pretty sure. But Portugal itself will have none of my trade. There, the Portuguese, yes, the Portuguese trading company, Pedro II. It's interesting how, for the trading company, he's got 4 stars. For the actual country, he's got 2. But there we have that. Wonderful. I think it's high time then to end this episode. Good naval battle. Got a lot of money from that. We took what we needed from the Austrians and we got peace with them. Now unfortunately, because the navy's damaged, it's going to take a while for us to get that to the East Indies, which is going to be a problem because I've got a Russian fleet right here. Now I wonder if, perhaps, if I coordinate every single one of my trade fleets and attack, could I potentially win this fight and then get the ships the hell out of there? Because I'm pretty sure there's more Russian fleets hiding here at the corners. And we'll see about that. Anyways, high time to end the episode. We've done a lot of things and done a lot of battles. So I will be saying, like I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.